Good morning. Today I am going to do our start from the beginning about what exactly is strategy. And usually we teach strategy with what is strategy, what is not strategy, how do we handle strategy, because strategy is an important part in management itself. And we need to see even the war of Mahabharata had a strategy. So then only you can win the war. Here the war is the business. The field happens to be where you are doing your business. And how you are going to fight your war happens to be the way you are going to deal with your competitors. What are their strengths, their weaknesses, that is how. And that is why you need a strategy. Strategy relates to the ways the business decides to respond to dynamic and often hostile external forces. These are your competitors. And not only that, it can be anything, right? From economic forces, it can be technological forces. So here strategy relates to the ways the business decides to respond to dynamic and often very hostile. It's not hostile, is they're going to be very aggressive external forces while pursuing their vision, mission, and ultimate objectives. See, when you see it's what do you need? It's intended to unravel the complexity and reduce the uncertainty caused by changes in the environment. Why do you need a strategy? The reason is you have to unravel the complexity. You have economic forces hitting you on one side, technological forces coming in. You need to update yourself. So you have to unravel the complexity, reduce the uncertainty so that you will be able to do the business very well. The second one happens to be it seeks to relate the goals of the organization to the means of achieving. This is where I want to go. When you say this is where I want to go, how do you go there? So that is the means of achieving your goal. So game plan management of a business uses to take the market position. When you say market position, whether you're a dominant player, whether you're a strong player, whether you're a favorable player, or you're in a favorable position who wants to become a dominant player, that is in your hands. How you conduct the operations, attract and satisfy the customers, which is a very integral part of you running the business, compete very successfully, sustainability, and achieve organizational objectives. See, then you need a unified, when I say unified, it should be a perfect plan. And everyone in the organization should follow that plan. That's a unified design and action for achieving major goals, gaining command over the situation. See, here you don't allow the situation to command you. You start gaining the command over the situation with a long range perspective and securing a critically advantageous position. See, how you handle the situation is very important. And when you see the last point is a long range blueprint. See, when I say long range blueprint, I'm not talking about just 1 year from now. I'm not talking about 2 years from now. I'm looking at 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Will this strategy stay? But of course, please understand that strategy happens to be ever changing, ever visited, revamped, revisited, because times change, customers change, their tastes and preferences change. So definitely your strategy has to change. Igor H. Ansoff and William F. Gluck have given two different things, and when you see this, the common thread among the organization's activities and product markets that defines the essential nature of business that the organization has or plan to be in future. When you say common thread, that is your unified plan. Among the organization's activities, see whether it is the marketing department, whether it's the research and development department, whether it's the operations department, everyone It's actually working towards a common vision, mission, goals and objectives. So the common thread among the organization's activities and product market, where am I selling? What am I selling? How am I going to sell it? That defines the essential nature of business that the organization has or plan to be in future. See, whether you are selling a detergent powder, whether you are selling textiles, it is a different way of approach. It's not the same. So the essential nature of business is what am I selling? When I say, see, I'm selling Fair and Lovely, am I selling a cream? No, I'm selling a beauty. I'm selling the concept of beauty. When I'm selling a toothpaste, I am selling the concept of oral hygiene. So William F. Gluck says it's almost the same. If you say he said the common thread, Igor H. Ansop, he says a unified, comprehensive and integrated plan. It should be unified. It should all encompass all the points. It's an integrated, everything should work in tandem, designed to assure that the basic objectives of the enterprise are achieved. He has put it in different words. Igor H. Ansop said that the organization has a plan to be in future. He says the basic objectives the enterprise has achieved. See, what are the features and uses of strategy? Consciously consider, meaning you're actually planning for the strategy. Flexibly designed. Why flexibly designed scheme? Times change, customers change, their tastes and preferences change. The technology changes, the economy changes. It can move from recession to inflation, inflation to recession. So it's a flexibly designed scheme, a very fluid system. Second, what is the strategy? Action to achieve effectiveness and mobilize resources. What is effectiveness? When you say effectiveness, did I achieve what I aim to achieve? That is effectiveness. Efficiency is I am doing something good. But what is effectiveness? Did I get what I aim to achieve? Simply put in your own terms. You have studied. Good. You are very efficient. You have studied. You have put in almost 12 hours of study. But you know what is effectiveness? Did I get the 90% that I aim to achieve? That is effectiveness. But here the action to achieve effectiveness and mobilize the resources. So many resources, the resources are scarce. Men, material, money. This is where you need strategy. Directs effort and behavior. Human effort and behavior, because humans are the most difficult to control. There is an entire topic on human resource management. Helps to handle events and problems. What are events? Events are sporadic occurrences that might one day become a trend. That is an event. An event might be a regional conflict. It might be a new machine that comes into the market. It can be a new kind of trend that has set in. See, the events will turn into trends. And that is when you have to be conscious, you have to change to meet the likes and dislikes of the customers. See, in those days, there were only film rolls. Then it became digital. Do we still make rolls, film rolls? No. What started out changed the entire market. So it helps to handle events which might become a trend. Problems occurring because of that to our organization. Next is aids perceiving and utilizing opportunities. Where are there opportunities? When you say utilizing, everything is an opportunity. Rain is an opportunity for the bhaji seller. A very hot sun is an opportunity for a tender coconut seller. See, it is to utilize opportunities. Helps to meet challenges and threats to corporate survival and success. When you say challenges, anything can be a challenge. It is how you meet the challenge that is very important. It is Abhimanyu entering into the Chakra Viyugam. You have jumped into the business. Abhimanyu is the character in Mahabharata. He entered into Chakravyungam that is supposed to be unbreakable. He entered. He is surrounded. But how do you meet the challenge? So that is how you fight it out. You need a strategy for it. Features and uses of strategy. The first one is it fills in the need of the organizations for a sense of dynamic direction, focus and cohesiveness. And when you say dynamic direction, it should be changing with the times. You should have extreme focus on what am I aiming to achieve. It's like Arjuna saying, I can see only the eye of the bird. I'm not seeing the tree, I'm not seeing the branch, I'm not seeing the leaves, I'm seeing only the bird. And since I'm going to hit the eye, I only see the bird. That is focus. Cohesiveness is the entire plan is a matrix. It's you're weaving a pattern and everything is going towards your vision. The next use of strategy is provides an integrated framework for the top management to search and evaluate beneficial opportunities, helps to perceive and meet potential threats and crises. Meaning wherever there are problems, you should be, threat can be anything. It can be like a national disaster which you are not even prepared for. It just pops up immediately. It might be a new competitor who has just come into the market, is just sweeping away all the customers from you. So all this is a threat, potential threats. I should think of this to make use of resources and strengths. All the resources you can possess. So what are my strengths? See, when I say strength, my strength can be an excellent research and development team, or it can be an excellent marketing team, or it is an excellent product. So here I have to use my full resources and use my strengths to the optimum. Then to offset the corporate weakness, everywhere there is a strength, there is going to be a weakness. It is in your hands to turn the weakness into a strength, or at least to keep the weakness at bay. So to offset the corporate weakness, sometimes it is solvable, sometimes it is not solvable at all. So you have to go with the flow. But I should see that the weakness doesn't make me weak. So I keep it away. To make major decisions in general, for this I need strategy. We talked about what is strategy, what strategy is not. The first point is it is never a substitute for a sound, alert and a responsible management. See, the management should be extremely good. When I say sound, it should be good, strong, very alert to all the changes that are happening in the environment. What is changing there? Political forces, the economic forces, then your technological forces, the legal systems. Is there something? They should be always alert and very responsible. What strategy is not, is never a substitute. The second thing is never perfect, flawless and optimal. You don't have something called as a perfect strategy. There's nothing called as a flawless, without mistake strategy. There is nothing called as the best strategy for years together. No. Whenever strategy is there, it keeps on changing. You should always have something called as the plan B. Technically speaking, you should have a plan B. You should have a plan C also, in case plan B also fails. That's how it should work. The third point is it is not inflexible and non-pragmatic. When I say inflexible, like I already told you, it should be very fluid, flexibly designed. We saw in the previous slide. That is, it should not be inflexible and not non-pragmatic. It should be realistic. See what my employees can achieve. I shouldn't create a strategy, but no one can achieve. It should be realistic. That is why it says it is not inflexible and non-pragmatic. With my resources, with my people, what can I achieve? That's why last one it says does not preclude second best choices, plan B, okay, emergencies, failures. Strategy might fail. Yes, it has failed. What is my next thing? Think of the next step. Don't linger on this. Next thing what? Pressures. Political pressures, technological pressures, economic pressures. I'm not able to mobilize resources. Miscalculations. What you thought is something, what has happened is something different. That is your miscalculation. Somewhere you made a mistake. Unanticipated event, something that you never thought will happen. Like COVID-19. COVID. No one thought it will happen. But didn't it wipe out businesses? Yes, it did. So what strategy is not is you should be prepared. Even for the unanticipated events, you should be prepared. See, strategy is partly proactive, partly reactive. That is why you have, where is it proactive? When I'm mobilizing the resources, when I'm, improving the company's market position is a planned activity. If I want to improve the financial performance by managers, planned. Then deliberate based on the continuation of previously initiated actions. A company has come, it's been there for years previously, what has worked, continue it. If it doesn't work for the present trend, chuck it. This is proactive. What is reactive? Certain things we don't even think will happen will suddenly come up. Problems, unanticipated developments, fresh market conditions, people's tastes are changing, budgets are changing, preferences are changing. Like suddenly people love dark colors, fluorescent colors. So you have to make lehengas that way. That is your fresh market condition. Suddenly there is a new competitor with a lot of resources jumping into your industry. Oh my God. Definitely it's going to take away your customers. Like Jio did. So everyone is shaken. That's a fresh market condition. But, see the third point. Even if it is an unanticipated development, you have to give a reasoned response. It shouldn't be a knee-jerk reaction, a reasoned response to unforeseen developments, which is basically based on adaptation and creativity. Survival does not depend on how strong you are or how big you are. It depends only on how adaptable you are. I always give the example of the cockroach. It has survived from the time of the dinosaurs. You know why? It can live anywhere. It can eat anything. It can stay in any condition. That is why there is adaptation at its top. And creativity. Creativity is something very important for any strategy. So your question will usually come like this. It can be a statement they'll ask. Strategy is partly proactive and partly reactive. Elucidate. This is how your action will come. Your question will come in the exam. It's partly proactive and partly reactive. You have to write about what is strategy. Your answer should be based on what is strategy, what are the uses of strategy, and you have to really go with in which areas are they proactive and in which areas they have to be reactive. See, the proactive strategy is a planned strategy. That is right with the company's experiences, know-how, resources, my strengths, my weaknesses. What is the competition capable of? That is more than you know yourself, you should know your enemy better. Okay, with all this as a proactive strategy, is a planned strategy. With my years of experience, my resources, my what am I doing? My competitive capabilities. At the same time, think of the competitor also. What is my weakness? I should know where I am weak also. It is not good you knowing where you are strong. You should also know where you are weak. Like supposing you are a student. You've got good memory power, you are writing a lot, you're very good. Your weakness might be your bad handwriting. But you should learn to change that weakness into a strong point by developing a good handwriting. And competition capabilities, like I told you, you should know your enemy better. Sometimes abandoned strategy elements are there. Proactive strategy elements is new initiatives plus ongoing strategy elements continue from what I've been doing, which are still good, I continue it. At the same time, according to changing times, I introduce new strategies. Then adaptive reactions to changing circumstances. As it changes, you keep changing. The more adaptive you are. Like the whale was a land animal. The whale was a land animal. Here the food slowly lessened, it became almost non-existent. It learned to swim. It became a marine mammal. In fact, that's why it has lungs like us. See, that is adaptive, where it has survived from becoming a land animal, it just shifted to being a marine mammal. To changing circumstances, that's how a business should go. I should change. So that is when the latest version of a company strategy, everything, whether it is your vision, mission, goals, objectives, you have to revisit them. See, this you can use this when you are answering your question. You can start with this diagram, then go on to explain what was there in the previous slide. At the same time, please explain what is strategy, Eager Hutchinson and other. You just mention that and you can, but please concentrate on these two slides. How they are, what happens, what is a proactive action and what is a reactive strategy. But your question will be, strategy is partly proactive and partly reactive. Please explain. So that is how it goes. Thank you for listening to this video, and definitely I'll be coming back to you with many more small videos where we'll be dealing with the important concepts, more exam oriented. Thank you.